Hey everybody, this is Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff, and CES 2018 just came to an end. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend CES this year, but I've been watching everything from the sidelines and nitpicking through everything to decide what are some of the best products of the year. So I want to preface my choices by saying I chose things that I thought were either moving the industry forward or were new in a way that we haven't seen before. So the first product that really caught my attention is called the Wall by Samsung. So this is cool because it is a TV that is 146 inches and it's modular. I'll get into what exactly that means. And also this is a consumer product. So it's a huge modular micro LED display that consumers will actually be able to buy sometime this year. So more on it being modular, that's really cool because it's a huge TV that they're showing that's covering 12.2 inches in diagonal. It covers an entire wall. But that whole TV is made up of a bunch of tiles. So the consumer will be able to configure this TV the way that they want it to be. So if they want to have a really long panoramic TV that they can put on their wall and you can see beaches and whatnot, that would be a really awesome idea. If you want to have a TV that's as large as a wall, you can. If you want a smaller TV, you can do that as well. Of course, my question is the consumer going to be able to mess around with it themselves once they get it? Or do they have to configure it online, have the factory manufacture it, and they get it, and it's just a done deal at that point? I don't know. They really didn't give us much information. So there's all this buzz with it being a modular TV, but what really gets to me is that it's a micro LED TV. So this isn't a huge AMOLED TV. This isn't a huge LCD TV with LED backlights. No, this is micro LED, and this is really where the industry is going with displays. So right now everyone loves AMOLED because it's got really nice inky blacks, great contrast ratio, really wide color gamut. And micro LED has a lot of the same attributes, except for it's not going to burn in like AMOLED does because it's not organic. So I've been really excited to hear more about this. I'm hoping to see micro LED on smartphones sometime in the near future, probably first on Apple, like on their watches. The problem right now with micro LED is that it's so expensive. So it's cool that people are going to be able to finally buy micro LED as a consumer product, but most of us are not going to be able to afford it. But we're moving forward with this. And I'm hoping sometime in the next year, 2, 3 years to finally have smartphone displays that are micro LED. So for product number 2, this is also a product that is a consumer product. You can actually buy it, at least people in Japan can. So this is the Sony Aibo, and it pretty much stole the entire show at CES this year because it's just so adorable. It's less of a robot looking now and more looks like a dog. It's even got OLED eyes. So it's very expressive, and he's actually pretty fluid. Older Aibos, if you've seen them back in the early 2000s, they were kind of clunky in the way that they moved. This guy can move. And the idea with Aibo is that it's a robot that people really get attached to. It starts out in infancy and grows up to adulthood, and it gets a personality depending on how you treat it and its environment and what it experiences. And of course, it's a lot more advanced now. It uses Sony's deep learning, so basically it's going to be forever connected to Sony's servers. So the dog has Wi-Fi antennas and also LTE antennas, and of course it also comes with a mandatory plan to connect it to Sony's servers. So it records things that it sees and that it hears and that it learns, and it uploads it to Sony's servers, and whatever it does with it helps to develop this dog. And people might find that creepy, some people might find that endearing. Sony says if you give the permission that your data can be collected along with other people's Aibo data, and it can all be put together to help the dog be more clever and learn faster. Now I have doubts that this is going to come stateside at all, and if it does, people here in the United States are not going to want to pay like $26 whatever a month to access their servers, so who knows, maybe Sony will cripple it in some way. Maybe it won't be able to be as smart. I will keep my eye out, definitely. Let me know what you guys think about the Aibo. It's adorable, and I do want one. I always have wanted one. So moving right along, the next product that I picked is called the Lenovo Mix 630. Now I realize that this is the third product of its kind, but it's something I really want to talk about. I find it quite exciting. So it is a tablet 2-in-1 type of a machine. So it doesn't have an Intel chip inside of it. It doesn't have an AMD chip inside of it. It's actually got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 SoC inside of it. So people would say that this might sound underpowered to them, but actually it can run Windows 10 Pro just fine. It can run Windows 10S just fine. They actually have that operating system on there by default for more security, but you can have a free upgrade to Windows 10 Pro. So with a chip like that, you get really long battery life. They say 20 hours. I'll have to see myself if I get my hands on one. It's also got an LTE chip built in. So the idea is that you've got the power and productivity of a laptop, but it's always connected like a smartphone. So you'll always be able to get your notifications. It's always connected to the internet no matter where you go. I find that to be a really cool idea because my daily laptop is usually a little 12-inch MacBook. I really don't need much power unless I'm editing. And it's nice to have a full operating system versus having a smartphone operating system where you see there's docks for smartphones and that turns it into a computer. So it's really cool that we are moving in that direction. I can't wait to get my hands on some of those machines. Let me know what you think. So now moving right along, the Mix 630 leads me into talking about Project Linda, which is actually the first non-consumer product that I'm talking about. This one is just a prototype, but I actually find it interesting. I was saying how I don't really care for taking phones and docking them and turning them into a quasi type of computer with an Android operating system, but this is the best way that I have seen it implemented by Razer. So this is the Razer Phone, and basically it is a dock for the Razer Phone. So it's just a shell with a screen. We're really not sure what the resolution would be if it became a consumer product. And this shell really just has a couple of ports. It's got some extra battery, some extra storage, and you pop your phone right where the touchpad would be. So essentially the phone screen becomes the touchpad. And that is a really great idea. This is the first time I actually like this implementation. So the Razer Phone already has some great speakers on the front, and those speakers will be the laptop speakers as well. There's also a little notch on the bottom of the laptop so that you can still use the fingerprint sensor on the phone as well. And then you can use the phone screen as the touchpad or as a secondary screen. So if anyone is going to do this right, it's probably Razer. I hope that we see it. The only issue is that this is just one smartphone. Are they planning on making more of these smartphones, later generations that look exactly like this? Because then the dock is only going to work for this one phone. So we'll let Razer figure that one out, but that is a really and truly cool implementation. And I have to give them props for figuring that out. Also, for Razer fans, you do have the really nice RGB keyboard. It still very much feels like a Razer product. Now, another consumer product that really caught my attention was the Vive Pro. So this is HTC's Vive virtual reality headset, and now it's got a higher resolution screen. It's got headphones that are built right in, but what was really the star of the show was that they came out with their own wireless adapter. So now you'll be able to use their really top-of-the-line VR headset with a wireless adapter. There are some third-party ones already, but this one came from HTC themselves. We're starting to see that virtual reality is becoming not so much of an infant anymore, and I'm becoming more interested. I personally haven't been convinced about virtual reality before because it's just not quite there yet, and the idea of always being tethered to wires just isn't so nice either. So we are getting there. We are finally stepping forward. Vivo is also there with their phone that has an under-the-screen fingerprint sensor. It's an optical sensor. So this is the world's first display that has a fingerprint sensor underneath the screen, so you can have a really nice big screen on the front without any buttons or anything. Apparently it's not as fast as other current fingerprint sensors, but that's really neat to see. That is a consumer product as well, and it lets me see that we're going to be seeing fingerprint sensors under the glass of smartphones available stateside very soon. So let me know what you think about my choices, and if you think that I missed anything that really deserves to be on the list. Of course, I couldn't name everything, so let me know what it was and put it down in the comment section below and let me know why you think that was one of the best products. So I'm really excited for the year ahead. I've got a new camera, trying to learn how to use it, and who knows if this looks okay. I'm still working on my studio. I've been working with some sound isolation, so that'll be finished soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, please hit that notification bell so that you get notified of when I make new videos. So have a good day, you guys. Bye!